I
Great
wish I
stuff.
said this earlier. That's really good. Quentin has a GoFundMe for his dog.
Yes.
People should retweet that and give to that if they can.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station. Violent people. Radio.
Hi, it's Violent People Radio. I'm Pat, and Chris, and Sam. We're all here. We're all watching the Knicks. Now let's talk Clash.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Chris, tell us what you've been watching.
Yeah. So I wanted to watch some dog shit American indie wrestling. I have not watched a ton of American wrestling in general. And when I have, it's been just AEW or really good independent wrestling like JCW, which we'll talk about. We have a lot to catch up on. And we have a lot to talk about. So I went to independentwrestling.tv and I clicked on the first show I saw that looked like it would have a death match on it. And it was a show called Simply the Best from the Collective League of Adrenaline, Strength, and Honor, also known as
I
Clash.
gotta say, that does sound like the name of like a neo-Nazi fraternity.
Is this
yes.
Is this the Michigan Indie? Or
It is a Michigan indie. It was labeled as Ruthless Wrestling,
oh,
which was also it's separate from Ruthless Pro. I don't know. But it happened in Taylor, Michigan, in good old Wayne County, where one of my childhood friends, Steven, lived.
Just for the uninformed, Ruthless Wrestling is Ricky Shane Page promotion that I think, can only watch on a Patreon, possibly.
Okay.
Or at least that was, maybe that's not true anymore, but that was definitely true at some point.
So maybe it's a co-promoted event.
Yeah.
Maybe they share a pass, like when people share their Amazon accounts. Or not Amazon account, Netflix.
But when I saw this card, it was like God had spoken to me and chosen this show for me because Dan was back on the podcast. Welcome back, Dan. This show, almost every match has someone from 44-0 in it. Unfortunately, not the first match, which was Kid Lycos and Kid Lycos II versus not members of 44-0, but AIW Legends, the Philly Marino Experience. Not a good match. It's a tables match. None of these matches are good. There's a staple gun death match between Alex Colon and Otis Kogar. Probably the most tolerable match on the show. Because Alex Colon is in it and he's a good wrestler.
Now, is Alex Colon, is he canceled or is he just not wrestle anywhere anymore? Or both?
Who's to say?
So, but it's billed as an unlucky 13 staple gun. Where's the unlucky 13? They only have like 13 staples in the budget for the show, or?
Well, it sucks that Lucky 13 couldn't get booked for the show. He's still out there working.
Yeah, he's too busy working big time stuff. He's got a lot going on.
Alice Crowley versus Jessica Havoc in a Doorway to Heaven match. Did you know? Which I should have known this as the resident lucha expert, that Jessica Havoc is one half of the AAA mixed tag champions.
Yeah. She and Crazy Steve just won them at I think it was at Heroes Immortales.
I just learned that for the first time.
I mean, it's one of those things like
Sorry,
I
it
knew it.
wasn't
I didn't
common
care,
knowledge
but
to
I
you,
knew it.
Chris.
That happened in October. Chris is our lucha expert up to July currently.
July now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's even aired yet because AAA is doing, they're doing the usual fuckery of like they tape the shows and then they air out of order. I don't even know if that match is made tape yet. So who knows if she's officially even champion?
Also, I do not cover AAA in the roundup.
Oh, you should.
There would be a lot of matches that make it if I covered
But,
it.
I'm
There's
just
so
trying to
much
trick
quality.
you into watching AAA.
There's a Turbo Lover versus Judge Joe Dredd match. It sucked. There's a scramble match where ladders are legal. It's not a ladder match. But ladders are legal.
They brought in.
I mean, would you
Shane
get
Saber from
disqualified
Canada.
in a regular match for jumping off of a ladder?
It's a scramble match, so ladders are already legal in that type of match because it's no DQ.
Okay, I'm seeing one of the Christ brothers. Is it the good Christ or the bad Christ? I can't remember.
That depends on who's asking.
Okay, is it the canceled Christ or the other Christ?
It's the other
Jake
Christ.
is the non-canceled Christ.
Okay.
Jake is the
All right,
one who has continued just fucking working in every indie show. And it's still not good.
Oh yeah, I mean he's one of the Christ brothers. Of course he's not good. But
Homicide versus Vincent Nothing is, oh god, depressing.
yeah, how's Homicide moving these days?
Poorly. And I don't know, like there's still an occasion where like Homicide he'll be fired up for a match and it'll be pretty good. This was not Vincent Nothing in Taylor, Michigan was not that night, believe it or not.
Well, that's disappointing to all the Wayne County fans of Homicide, but
People were
Sure they'll-
praising Homicide and Kenta in 2024, a match that happened, but it was 28 minutes.
That's
couldn't-
not real. Don't say
I couldn't tell you. No, I swear. I was like, I put it on my list to watch, and then I was like, oh, okay, no.
yeah, the new meta for this year is that Kenta apparently he goes all out for his American matches, and then when he goes back to Japan, he coasts.
That's sick. The anti-Naito.
Yeah.
Eric Ryan versus. So the storyline for this show was Atticus Kogar and Ricky Shane Page chose each other's opponents.
And is this part of the ongoing blue versus yellow?
Yes, the ongoing 44H blue of Ricky Shane Page versus the yellow of Atticus Kogar. And Eric Ryan was Atticus Kogar's opponent. But he's not officially part of Ricky Shane Page's 44-0 stable. Bear in mind, keep that in mind. Eric Ryan is not officially a part of Ricky Shane Page's like Eric Ryan and Atticus Kogar are still they could still be buddies. Eric Ryan wins.
A weird pick from Ricky Shane Page, then, right?
Yeah. It was kind of.
Is it like a James Storm coming out to help against the Southern Six type situation?
Yeah, exactly. But then, and that match also not very good. Like I thought that one might be a solid death match. It's really nothing. But the highlight of the night, the Death from Above match, Atticus Kogar chooses Cruel to take on Ricky Shane Page. Everyone's favorite wrestler, Cruel, in a Death from Above death match, which is a complicated light tube contraption with like a light tube fan that like collapses on them. Cruel puts Ricky Shane Page through it immediately, but that doesn't end the match. They just brawl on the outside for a while. Until 44-0 comes out and interferes. And you get an all-out brawl between 44-0 blue and 44-0 yellow. But then Cruel comes up and he doesn't give a damn. And the commentary is saying because he's choke slamming people from both sides at the same time, he's making 44-0 green.
I get it.
That's what color you make when you mix blue and yellow. And then because Cruel is just wrecking shop. Everyone from both 44-0 sects, all of them join forces to do the Spirit Squad toss on Cruel and take him out. And then Eric Ryan comes out and he reveals that he's 44-0 blue after all and takes out Atticus Kogar. And then Cruel gets back up and beats Ricky Shane Page.
I can only imagine the crowd there. It was like seeing Hogan drop the leg on Randy Savage at Bash at the Beach.
All 20 fans in Taylor, Michigan were losing their mind for this 44-0 lore. I can't wait to see what fucking show.
You said that that's a Dan Rice thing to do. I have two things to comment on that. One is I'm on the cage match while you're watching this, and I go to the cage match page for the Clash, and it has an 8, only one rating, 8 out of 10. One of the best wrestling promotions in Michigan. One of my favorite 3. So that means it's this guy's third favorite wrestling promotion in Michigan. Still an 8 out of 10.
But I'm looking at this also. The big thing he hypes up is they have a video screen near the entrance, which no other Michigan promotion has. That reminded me of CZW at the old ECW arena, and I really like that screen. His review is mostly about how he likes their set decoration.
Not the wrestling, but you know.
And I mean, he names a bunch of wrestlers who are not in 44-0.
Yeah, who not on the show even at all.
He also gave XPW a 7 and said this promotion is pretty good.
He's right.
Now I'm going to go ahead and just mention one of the wrestling I watched since you're making fun of my boy Cruel. Cruel versus Matthew Justice from Circle 6 fucking ruled. I don't want to hear the haters. It's like 15 minutes long, and they're immediately putting each other through tables. And then it ends with Justice throwing Cruel into a coffin and setting it on fire. The one bad part of it is that the video file goes on too long, and it shows you Cruel getting out, which is kind of lame. Like, it's cool at first because he's trying to get out and he's engulfed in flames, and like that should have been when you end the video where like, can he get out?
Yeah.
But then the video goes on another like 80 seconds where he does get out and he yells at Matthew Justice and just walks to the back. Kind of defeats the whole 15 minutes before that, but if you stop the video when he's in the casket, it's really cool.
So how does this compare to the Vampiro casket?
Well, I mean, I can't compare that. The Vampiro thing's way better.
Well, yeah, duh.
That was like the match of the year.
Yeah, but like, okay, on if 1 is a non-casket match and 10 is the Vampiro casket match, where are we at?
I mean, I'm giving this like a 7.
That's impressive.
I watched this Sunday night and I did not regret it at all. What else you watched, Chris? Hopefully something else.
I mean, since we've last spoken, I watched a lot of July Lucha and wrote about it in said roundup that you can read on violentpeople.co.
All right.
All right.
Pat,
We're
what
going
about you?
to pause here. We're going to pause here so that everyone listening can
They have
read
time?
the roundup. We're going to, actively sit here in silence so that they can go read. But anyway, I watched GCW, which will make them wish we were sitting in silence. I watched the GCW Fight Club shows from what was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Now, does that mean you skipped a bunch of shows, I hope?
I skipped from April to now.
You scared the hell out of me, man. I thought you had just watched 6 months of GCW since I last talked to you, and I was like,
no. I mean,
that's disgusting.
hey, I've got some time on my hands this week. Might. But no, I wanted to see the War Games, so I said, okay, I can't wait for that. I can't wait until 2026 when I would get there. But speaking of matches that would do great in front of 20 people in Wayne County, the show opened up with a tag team title shot. Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini defending the GCW tag titles against Grim Reaper and Ruckus. Ruckus looks kind of fat, not super fat, so I was a little disappointed there. I mean, whatever you're imagining with Violence is Forever versus Grim Reaper and Ruckus, that's pretty much what happened.
Did Grim Reaper wrestle at all with a blunt in his mouth?
Yes, and Kevin Koo smacked it away.
That guy's been doing it for a quarter of a century. He's been doing that.
I should also note, for some reason, this show, instead of being indoors at the showboat, they did it outside. So
it looks cool.
Backdrop, yeah, it looked cool. The backdrop of the rings was a giant U-Haul truck. And you could also see in the parking garage people standing 3 stories up to look at the wrestling from across the street. They also had Alec Price versus Gringo Loco, Skip. Masha Slamovich versus Kerry Morton. Don't want to talk about that. That led to a Griffin McCoy thing where Griffin McCoy's new gimmick is that he hates women and he wants to punch them in the face with a Rolex. So he's channeling 1999 Attitude Era. Leon Slater versus Sidney Akeem. Who cares? The match we all care about, the number 1 contender for the GCW title scramble match. Too Tough Tony, Lou Nixon, Bam Sullivan, Mr. Danger, John Wayne Murdoch, and Cyclope. All of whom should be in contention for the world title. Cyclope won. Mr. Danger jumped off the U-Haul truck. Everyone kind of bonked each other on the head with stuff. John Wayne Murdoch didn't get much of a chance to paralyze anyone this time. I'm sure he's building up to it for the next time. Cole Radrick versus Blake Christian. Cole Radrick is back. Someone has tricked him into wearing like a 1980s Joshi style women's like leotard costume. That's very funny to me. That's the only noteworthy thing about the match. Then we had Rina Yamashita lost the ultra-violent title to Brandon Kirk, and that was a good match. Brandon Kirk has been having a decent year in terms of rolling around in glass. But and also Rina Yamashita and Brandon Kirk both announced for the Nick Gage Invitational in November. So that's get ready, Talking Attorneys fans. Anyway, the main event, War Games, it came down to they had a surprise person on each team. Came down to the Deathmatch Royalty team was Mance Warner, Broski Jimmy, Matt Cardona, and surprise entrant Bully Ray.
Let's go.
Versus Team GCW, who was Joey Janela, Manders, Effie, and surprise entrant replacing Megan Bain, Matthew Justice. And this was sick. I mean, it's one of those matches where I'm not sure if it was good, but it was really, really enjoyable. They had the full-on War Games set up. They had a crane lift or a scaffold next to the one side of the ring so that they specifically so people could just fall off of it. They had 2 exploding baseball bats. Bully Ray came out and did 1 clothesline. He did not, no one even tried to hit him. It was one of the things where he's like, I'll come out, but it's like, I'm not even going to be put at risk of taking a bump. His main contribution to the match was he brought out a table and then he threw a bunch of lighter fluid to Mance and Matt Cardona. And they put way too much lighter fluid on that table and bombed Joey Janela through it. And he went up like a fucking Roman. Finish was Mance giving Effie the Death Rider after Allie Catch came out, turned heel. And I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, if you get into that zone, if you watch enough GCW to develop early onset dementia like I have, you're just watching this shit like, oh, this is great, Brett's back. And then
Brett
you
is
just
back.
And then you watch the next show and you're like, oh wait, Brett still sucks. But in the moment, I was having a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how heel Alley Catch sets the industry on fire.
Now, I don't know what happens on the next show, but it's weird that on your double shot, you don't have the War Games main event, the second one?
Yeah, I don't know. The second night was main evented. They had John Wayne Murdoch versus Lou Nixon and Cyclope versus Matt Tremont. And,
I love a
like,
rhyme
all right,
or reason to booking. Here.
Well, what they did was, the idea was that Cyclope wins the number 1 contender thing. He beats Matt Tremont, the deathmatch legend. And then this past weekend, he was supposed to face Warner for the title.
Sure.
And Warner wasn't there because Steph DeLander had neck surgery. So Mance Warner wasn't at the show. So now I'm just kind of like, okay, I guess they're just doing stuff.
So instead, her and Cyclope went 25 minutes to a no contest and in a death match.
Yeah, it was Rina Yamashita. Yeah, and then Miedo Extremo came out. I haven't gotten to that show yet.
Come on, Dan.
I was gonna watch it today.
Shit.
Yeah, we're spoiling stuff.
Spoiler. Well, I actually said in the chat that I needed to mention an issue that I have with GCW. This is particularly for Chris. Do you know that they brought in Spiderfly, but not Noisy Boy?
Interesting. Visa issues?
I think it's outrageous.
It could be that Noisy Boy is working with AAA, so there might be some sort of pain in the ass wrangling that needs to happen. With if Triple H taking a cut of his bookings or something like that, who knows?
That could be it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the Mexa Boys in GCW. I wouldn't watch it, but I would like that it was a thing that was happening.
I mean, them versus like Mr. Danger and Ariel Van Gogh and Jack Cartwheel and who else do they have who can actually do cool stuff? As long as they keep them away from like Jordan Oliver and Alec Price.
They won't.
Yeah, I know. It's like that. Yeah, Alec Price will be like the first person that they put him.
Like, Epidemius Jr. is fun. So, like, he's not a noisy boy, but it's not a bad substitute.
And he's
I did watch the Denver show because Spiderfly and Epidemius are on the LA show. The night before they did in Denver, they did Gringo Loco versus Jack Evans, which was fun. And the main event was Dr. Redacted versus Oren Veidt. And, that went like 20 minutes of the two of them attempting to bleed out all of their blood. But for some reason, GCW, they need a lighting guy because the lighting in the Denver venue, everyone's skin was neon pink. And so when Redacted was bleeding a lot, but do you remember in the original Dawn of the Dead movie where it's like the blood was just like crayon colored?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like coming out of his skull.
That's good. You want that.
It was a sight. And Dr. Redacted won. Oren Veidt put him over using the R slur in a promo about how he wants Dr. Redacted to go win the Nick Gage Invitational. And Dr. Redacted's promo started with him asking who won between the Mets and the Dodgers. So I think both of them at this point just can be flat out diagnosed CT.
Beautiful. Oh man. All right.
Is it time that we get into the better CW?
I think it's time.
Let's
I
cover
think
some
so.
JCW.
I've got my notes.
Sam, have you watched any?
I have only watched with no sound, so just visuals, the finale of Lunacy episode 8. So
I gotta be honest.
The season finale.
the season finale.
I literally basically only talk about episode 8, the season finale, because 6 and 7 went back to the hey, here's a boring wrestling show that also has like sexual offenders on it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the lunacy staple.
Yeah,
we should know that
handicap match. Simon
we should know that
Gotch is there.
Between episodes 6, 7, and 8, there were 3 world title matches, 2 of which were on episode 8.
Simon Gotch, I'm gonna tell like a little insider story. One time I was giving him a ride to the airport, and I told a story about my aunt was doing something that was annoying me, and he said, "She sounds like a cunt." And I went, "Well, she's my aunt. Let's calm down." He got so mad.
When he's like off camera, does he wax up the mustache still, or does it just like droop down and make it look like a,
no, it was waxed. It was ready to go. It was show ready, and this was the day after the show. This was show ready to just go sit in that airplane.
Yeah, I believe he's waxing every day.
Yeah,
he's a shoe waxer.
So his gimmick in JCW was that he threw a wrestling headset to the geek he was wrestling, and then just like it was like Saturn versus Mike Bell. And I'm not sure if he was supposed to be a face or a heel for that. It's Juggalo Championship Wrestling, so face or heel is solely determined on whether or not you like the Juggalos.
that does seem to be it.
Yeah, whether or not you are down with the clown.
Now, episode 8, season finale, extra long. You get an hour and a half of JCW action.
Yeah, you get bonus matches.
Yeah. Because it starts with the Southern Six versus the Brothers of Funstruction. A pure JCW match.
We should also say it starts in June. and ends in August.
And you may be saying, has that match happened already? Yeah. All of these have. It's nothing but rematches, basically.
And that's how you know it's a big deal, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, Chris, Pat, you guys have thoughts on this tag team match?
I can't remember if it lasted longer than 3 minutes. That's, you know.
I didn't write anything down. I don't remember the finish. I know Violent J comes out there, and it's
Rufo.
okay.
And I want to say Taylor.
All right.
But yeah, the idea was that since Kerry Morton was going to be out there with Southern Six, Violent J did a big promo about, like, I never put myself into these matches, but I'm going to put myself into this match. And then he didn't actually come out. He only came out at the end. When, you know, so after the Clowns won, the Brothers of Funstruction, Kerry Morton came out and they were going to do a 3-on-2 beatdown, and then Violent J came out and punched Kerry Morton in the face a couple times.
Now, Pat, Chris, maybe you could help me out here. This is the first episode where they've acknowledged that, like, we're not seeing recorded episode of, like, they're not acknowledging that, like, this is bits and pieces. Up to this point, it seems like they're like, hey, this is just one show flowing, you know, into each other.
Because in the first set, there were 2 matches, like the Pondo versus Dimitri Alexander match, where they said, like, we're cutting to San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Because it was so clearly a different venue, and with the announcing done in a different way.
Because it's this one, the next match is Willie Mack versus Colt Cabana, but, like, we're gonna see Willie Mack again. He, spoiler alert, defends the title against Colt and has to defend it again later, but they acknowledge it.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. In 8 episodes, you know, like, Willie Mack has had, I think, 15 title matches.
He's a fighting
none of
champion.
which have been over 15 minutes, which, thank God.
Have any of them been over 10 minutes?
I think the one in the finale. Just barely.
Yes. Okay, I meant up to this point, because I feel like the other Matt Cross matches were shorter.
Like 8.
Yeah. That leads us to
More people need to take their cue from Violent J's booking on this. You know, we don't need 16 minutes of Mike Bailey. 5 is fine.
Nick Gage versus Madman Pondo.
This is another stroke of brilliant booking. If you want to make Nick Gage look like he's still in peak physical condition, look downright spry, put him right across the ring from 2024 Madman Pondo.
Oh my God. They also, there was a storyline for this match too. At the start of the episode, or maybe it wasn't it was at some point in the episode. It shows Pondo and Nick Gage walking outside as you do, just walking and talking about wrestling. And they say, you know, something like, well, we've never faced each other in a JCW ring. And Pondo says, like, you know what? We've never faced each other in JCW. We're friends. Let's do this. Me and you in a death match. Nick Gage says, all right. And by the way, in a death match, I'm not your friend. And
that's right.
So that was the stakes. And of course, you want to put over the young stars of today. So Madman Pondo defeated Nick Gage.
Madman Pondo not looking a day over 65.
Well, I like that he does, like, the honky tonk man bumps, but will then still jump off the top rope through a table.
That looks.
I mean,
he does it as gently as possible, but
it also looked like he was going to die.
Yeah, that's why it's at the end of the match, because he's done after that.
Well, I need Pondo to tour Mexico. I need Pondo in, like, IWRG. Like,
now put Pondo versus Black Terry. You were defending or talking about Violent J's booking, but then he comes out and he goes, "Hey, here's a new belt There's a battle royal for
Well,
the
no.
winner of it.
No. So that after that, we get the ending of Nick Gage versus Madman Pondo.
Oh, which is
And
the
then
main
announcement
event.
That is the main event of the Detroit taping in June.
Yeah.
So everyone goes home happy.
They call it the main event of the season finale, even though we're 45 minutes into an hour and a half episode.
Exactly. And then they say, oh, and by the way, we're going to show you the two main events of Bloody Mania 17 from the Gathering of the Juggalos in August. Which, calling it the two main events is weird because one of them was the first match on the show, where Violent J came out and announced, we now have the JCW American Champion. And I actually wrote down everyone who was in this battle royal. You guys ready?
Let's hear it.
So it was Briar Wellington, Super Beast, Congo Kong, Caleb Conley, Deputy Dickhead, Painful Paul, the Amazing Graysons, who I guess now technically they're the Backseat Boys. I think it was Mosh Pit Mike. They kept calling him MLB, but I'm pretty sure it was Mosh Pit Mike. Chris Malvado, Dick Ramirez, Matt Cross, Green Phantom, Too Tough Tony, Kerry Morton, and Alex Taylor.
So who do you put over of that group? Who do you strap up?
I think there's only one answer to that question.
This is the Evolve Draft finale.
It's Caleb.
I know. Caleb Conley.
Caleb was snapping a rock to his ass. What's great about this too is the main event the third main event of this episode is going to be Willie Mack versus Matt Cross. So they make sure to show you this match where Matt Cross gets thrown over the top rope and eliminated fairly easily by Caleb Conley.
They also Too Tough Tony sets his hand on fire. That part.
He does do that, yeah. And so the main event that this whole season's been building to is Willie Mack defending the JCW World Juggalo Championship against Matt Cross, a man we just saw eliminated in the Battle Royal, a man that he has beat twice in sub 10-minute matches.
A man who is wrestling in white jeans, so he's got to be really careful about his farts.
Now they do like very dramatic promos beforehand, but they also did
No. They do those after.
No. Well, I meant they interview Willie Mack and Matt Cross. Which,
they interview Willie Mack before, and then I'm sorry, my brain is broken for this fucking show.
No, but I was saying leading you to think it's going to be a big deal. Matt Cross is going to finally get his big win, but they already did that. They already did the story of he's wrestled for 20 some years and 40 countries or whatever the thing is, and
this is in eight episodes of Lunacy. This is the third Willie Mack versus Matt Cross title match.
Yeah, and
two of which happened at the same tape.
The boyhood dream. Matt Cross gets the JCW World title.
And after Matt Cross, he wins it with a shooting star press that looks like he's about to die.
A common thread for JCW.
Yeah, no, I mean he goes up, and then it's as if in midair, suddenly gravity just went extra hard on.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as the modern Jeff Hardy Swanton, where it's oh, that's gonna be his last Swanton.
Yeah, but it's like he gets air but no hang time somehow.
Yeah.
And just in case you didn't see it, they show it a second time, which is a choice.
Yeah. But after Matt Cross wins, then we get a promo package from Matt Cross about how he wants to win this title. They do the fucking 5-minute My Sacrifice style video after showing the match that they're promoting with it. And a lot of the footage is of Matt Cross breaking his back in JCW 20 years ago. They just show over and over again the second rope breaking and him cracking his back off the ring apron.
They're we broke his back and still came back.
Shout out to right, and which just made me think oh, they put the world title on him because Violent J still feels bad about this 20 years later. This is we're sorry. Are
you saying maybe Peter Casa has a chance in an Evolve?
I was going to say, shout out to fellow Evolve Draft superstar Peter Casa on this one.
But, for clarity, Gabe does not give a shit. that he ended Casa's career. That's just not in his repertoire of shit.
If he could harvest Casa's
Not his
organs
repertoire.
from Bitcoin,
Empathy.
exactly.
But this leads to the final 2 minutes of this episode, which is the peak of JCW lunacy.
Yeah, this made everything worth it.
8 hours of my life devoted to this promotion. Justified. Because they have a bunch of people, starting with Jerry Lynn, spelled incorrectly.
Yes.
Give cameo style, and in some cases, actual, I'm sure, paid cameo tributes to Matt Cross's title win.
Yeah, they get fucking Glacier, and it's like he's literally doing a cameo. It's like, hey everyone, this is Ray Lloyd, the girl. Like, he's sitting in his living room.
He's got an old ass Android phone. It's so blurry.
Yeah, I mean it's like like it's not even like 144. It's just 1p.
Yeah, how many of these do we think were not cameos?
Well, what's so crazy is Nick Gage does
0.
one. Nick Gage does one, but not on like a JCW camera. Like it's on.
Yeah, that was a
phone.
cameo.
That was a cameo because it's terrible on his phone. Like, but you had the guy. You could have just filmed him congratulating Matt Cross. You think Facade and Danny Moe? That was a cameo.
Facade and Danny Moe, that was real. Vanilla.
Matt Riddle's definitely a cameo.
Matt Riddle was definitely a cameo. Jeff Jarrett, definitely a cameo.
Jay Lethal. I think Jay Lethal probably just came for free with Jeff Jarrett.
You have the Demon, the Kiss Demon.
Kiss Demon was a cameo. It was probably a really cheap cameo.
Jay Lethal was the best worker of the bunch, where he was, because he said like, "Hey, Matt Cross, congratulations on winning that title that you earned or whatever. Maybe you'll give me a shot at it someday."
He did slip that in there. He's like, maybe I get a booking.
And I was like, but you could, as he's saying it, like you can see, like he's kind of like, do I really want to be saying?
But it all builds up to the last guy they have congrat Matt Cross.
It's so
Vanilla
good.
Ice.
It's so good. I loved it.
I mean,
giving us a tour of his band's dressing room.
And that's the end of the episode. Vanilla Ice.
What a way to end
the first season.
He is a legend of like gatherings.
Yeah.
So
he is ICP's homeboy.
Well, then why did they have to pay him for a cameo then?
I mean, the story I always hear about.
Yeah,
the story I always hear about JCW is that Violent J will actually pay people. So maybe he just sees it as like, hey, I'm throwing some bucks to a friend of mine. I can write this off on my taxes.
I just love the Demon sends his video in. It's terrible. The video is terrible. The audio is terrible. And they're like, well, we can't leave this out. We've already paid for the cameo.
Yeah, we spent $10 on this.
People have to know what Dale Torborg thinks about, from the fucking pit crew, might add. We have to know what Dale Torborg thinks about Matt Cross's JCW title win at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
I bought my sister a cameo from Mackenzie from Teen Mom for her birthday a few years back, like several years back, and she said, and I wrote down in it, "Wish happy birthday to my sister. Her name is Tesha. It's pronounced like Kesha with a T." And she goes, "Merry Christmas to your sister Tasha," which is pronounced Tesha, or like Kesha with a T. Like she says the whole thing, just word for word what I typed out.
That's so funny.
I was like, this was the best $30 I've ever spent.
My wife tried to get me a cameo from Greg Marcus. He didn't come through though.
Oh damn!
So
can't believe Greg let you down.
Yeah. So Chris, if you hook up, let me know.
I know where he plays piano.
Exactly. So maybe you could just like in person give me a cameo. That'd be a great birthday gift this year.
That bar is too expensive for me.
Jesus.
I'm looking at Cameo right now to see all the wrestlers that they have, and I'm just like, ICP missed so many good opportunities. Though Nick Gage, $35, not bad. They could have gotten a cameo from James Ellsworth, and they didn't for some reason. They could have gotten Vince McMahon parody.
Greg Marcus no longer doing cameos, it appears.
He was never
because
doing cameo.
He was never doing them. I guess
He was never doing. That was the issue.
Yeah.
We couldn't get in contact with his people, so gotta find Greg's agent and get it figured out.
I will say
$10.
that
Could have gotten a cameo by Axel Tischer.
that I'm a
$10.
Karen, and I got a refund on the cameo, so it's kind of just like a free funny video.
Love that. I love a free
Because she
funny
did, but also she didn't want to redo it. That was it. I was like, they're like, she can redo it, and then she's like, I don't have time. You can here's the money.
The funniest outcome would have been if ICP had paid Elio Del Santo $45 for a cameo to congratulate Matt Cross.
Oh no, that rules.
That would have been so good. Like, I'm just looking at this like, Violent J, why didn't you, get like, could have sprung $50 for Buffback. Come on.
That is interesting. Like, how do they decide which people? Because it's not like any of them have anything to do with Matt Cross's career.
I mean, who knows? Maybe there was some great Dale Torborg Matt Cross feud that happened on the Indies that just never made tape.
No, that feels like a match that would like someone would pay to put on in like Italy or something.
So those like memes or what? Not memes, but like, hey, you have to pick a point guard, shooting guard. You have to make a lineup, and each one you only have $15.
Yes.
That's what they did, and they handed Matt Cross, hey, you have $15 to spend here. You could pick your cameos.
And I think they literally had $15.
$15 left. So he's like, I guess the demon's fine.
He's like, that is a great value pick. You want the $1 demon. Vanilla Ice, that is where you spend your $5, though. That is where you spend your $5.
Hey, his camera, the best one of the bunch.
Obviously. He's rolling
What
it
you
up.
got to wonder is who turned in the ones that ICP looked at and said, like, can't use this. Like, if the bottom of the barrel is Dale Torborg, who was the guy who they said, like, all right, Blue Meanie, you fucked it up. We can't use this one.
No, I think that was everyone.
I think they left it in.
Yeah.
There's no way they're wasting any of that.
And that, sadly, is going to be the JCW content for quite a while here at VPR. We'll have to pivot to a new kind of podcast.
Oh, they've run a whole bunch of shows. They could easily, get season 2 out of.
Oh my god, my favorite thing in the world would be if next week they just said, "Here's
season 2." Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Pat did post that archive YouTube in the chat, so we can watch some old JCW. Unfortunately, they don't have the show. Wotan worked a match in JCW once. They don't have that show.
Oh my god!
I was really upset.
Who did he face?
I think it was like a 3-way. Forgot who he faced, but
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. Is like I want to see Madman Pondo versus Black Terry. Like Pondo versus Too Tough Tony versus Wotan. That sounds like a dream match.
Oh man, it's like the actual. It's like the actual gathering. They brought him into Thornville, Ohio.
Yeah, so it is Hellspawn versus Kratos versus Wotan.
Kratos, is that J.R. Kratos? Or Kratos, or whatever his name is? The guy who was on like the early Bloodsport stuff?
No. He is a Riot Lucha guy.
Oh, okay.
He just had that match with Deimos that I hated, I think. I feel like that was him. Maybe I'm making it. Yeah, what about you, Sam? Do you watch wrestling or just your favorite basketball team getting destroyed?
Okay, I don't really want to talk about it. Celtics are currently going wild from 3. It's not a fun time over here in Syracuse, New York.
I mean, I'm in Boston. It's pretty fun.
Shut the fuck up. Eat shit. I watched the opener to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's recent show from October 19th. It is a 6-man tag between a real all-star lineup. Al Phantasmo, who I thought was Joe Hendry, Josh Alexander, and Stu Grayson versus Alex Zane, Rocky Romero, and Trevor Lee. Do you think, is Trevor Lee going to grow the hair out? Is that ever going to be a thing, or is he done with that life?
He needs to desperately.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Now, my favorite thing about this match, when it was advertised as first time ever. Well, fucking yeah.
Oh, sure. I guess you can call it that. I guess you can.
They're like, yeah, those 6 guys have never been shoved together in a ring before. You got us there.
Amazing. I think this match is okay. I don't think this is bad. So there's that. Some great analysis from myself. I watched Hideki Suzuki versus Mark Coleman from IGF in 2010, I think. Mark Coleman, in 2010, not a great professional wrestler, but also very funny to watch. Hideki Suzuki, I think I'm going to start calling him maybe one of the funniest defensive wrestlers ever. And the fact when he doesn't want to be there when he's taking offense, you can really tell. And I find it incredible.
I think he is one of the singular, just how he reacts to things and does it in a way that if you've watched professional wrestling for years, you've kind of received the knowledge of oh, if you get punched, this is how you're supposed to take it. And he just clearly is just I'm not fucking doing that today.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It makes it makes you're watching it this, who is this genius?
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
But he can also turn it on. He can do the regular thing if he wants to. He doesn't almost never wants to.
But when he doesn't want to, it's better than when he's trying to, make it in NXT.
I haven't got to it yet, but him, Erie, and Thatcher face Arez, Gringo Loco, and Latigo on the Tag World Festival over WXW, and I'm so sure that Suzuki doesn't tag in.
That can't be right.
Suzuki versus Gringo Loco is the heavyweight feud.
Yeah, that match has been on my list for a while. I got to get to it because I'm I don't know why, but first time ever. Never happened before.
So jumping back to Maple Leaf Wrestling for a second, I think it's really funny that price AEW seems to charge for getting to use its people, because we saw it with CMLL and now we've seen it with Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. It's okay, you can use our guys and think, but your show has to end with a mid-card AEW. At CMLL's Anniversario, Orange Cat, it ended with, Orange Cassidy saving Mystico from a beatdown. Maple Leaf ended with Ricochet running in to chase off Takeshita. I think that's a really funny way of being, all right, you indies, you can use our guys, you can put them on TV, but your show has to, the takeaway everyone has from your show has to be what's going to happen on Dynamite.
What blew my mind is the main event had only happened 5 times before, when I feel that match has happened 500 times before.
I've already forgotten who Takeshi faced.
Mike Bailey, who everyone faced.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Is there?
For a second, I was thinking Josh. For a second, I was thinking it was Takeshita versus Josh Alexander. Does that happen?
No, that would have been much cooler.
Takeshita versus Josh Alexander was night 2.
Yeah, it does happen.
Pro.
It does happen.
There you go.
I did not watch beyond that match because I was watching that as Knicks were coming on, and now I'm spiraling into depression currently. I watched Kensuke Office match from 2010. Jun Akiyama Mikado Hashi versus Sasaki and Kento Miyahara. Skinny Miyahara is so funny to look at. I love it. My man, he all natural gas to get to where he is in 2024. But he is so skinny in 2010. Hashi, let's start talking about the VP 2010s, getting him on there. That's a guy. That's a dude. Straight dog. Love it. Match is fun. It's 20 minutes, which does not feel like an eternity in this world. I was very geared up to be like, oh, this is going to go 30 minutes and I will want to die, but it is not. So we will accept that. Watched Dmitry Alexandrov versus Manders from July 7th of this year from Inspire. Alexandrov, all-time bad wrestler, I'm going to say. I think he's really terrible. The baby soft chops. And his whole thing is supposed to, it feels like he's a dangerous bad man. He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
He's one of those guys where he's willing to put himself in dangerous deathmatch situations. So it's like, for him to get over, it entirely relies on him, like, falling face first into, like, a scissor board or whatever. And then he neglected the actual, like, learn how to fake fight part of it. Because I've seen a bunch of, there's another guy, I can't remember, it's like, he goes by Thrill Billy. I can't remember what his fake wrestling name is, but, you know, the Thrill Billy something or other. And he was trying to do, like, New Japan style forearms to the neck in between, you know, like getting his dick stuck in a weed whacker or whatever. And those forearms were just, like, hilarious. It was like watching, like, two toddlers try to fake fight. And Alexandrov is one of those guys where it's like, okay, you know, you can absolutely stick this guy's tongue in a blender and he'll, you know, take his hot dog in a handshake for it, but he can't, like, do stuff. He can't do the wrestling part of pro wrestling.
No, he stinks.
That's my rant.
He stinks. Get him out of here. It's not the best Texas has to offer. So I was hoping, you know what? It's a manners match. This could be fun. Not fun. Then there's a couple other matches I watched, but Calvin Tankman versus Shigehiro Iri, really good. Tankman,
Big boys.
Talked about it previously. 2024, he's putting it together. He has a working heel. He's figured it out. He doesn't look like a dumbass out there.
You were a low voter on Takeman before this year.
Yes. And I will say, anyone that was a high voter, you know, they're fucking huffing gas fumes. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. 2024 is when he turned good. If you were a fan of him in 2023 or 2022, you on the drugs. Erie, worst good wrestler I know. So, there we go. That's where I'm at. You know, just want to rip through these ones this week.
I think it's very fair.
Dan, you've watched more wrestling.
I have. Well, I've been gone for, like, longer. And I watched that whole... No, I'm saying I watched that whole show. I watched most of that West Coast Pro show. And if you skip the Allen Angel matches that start the show, and then do not watch women's wrestling...
And I will.
Which, good, right there. Really great show. The Tankman Erie match. There's a really good 6-man tag. And then Mad Dog Conley's on the show against Alpha Zoe. And maybe the best Kevin Blackwood match I've seen in a long time against Shank Something. So that is, like, nothing's going to blow you away, but that is a very fun show to sit through. Definitely better than a show featuring all 440 wrestlers.
I can't believe it. Sorry.
Now,
I think it depends on the scale you're using to measure.
I forgot I wanted to ask you. So, Sam, are you serious on your Hashi praise? Like, you think you should make your ballot?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
If this was like 2013, maybe I would say, yeah, give him a shot.
You got like 30 matches that make tape. But
Yeah.
former co-host thinks that Hashi versus no Hashi match is like the best match of the 2010s.
Yeah, I've talked about that match before. It's 3 1/4.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Yeah. My man is smoking the weed.
I don't think I've been on here since I went to see AEW. but like you can read about it on the site. So go ahead and check the Road Report. It's a show where my favorite wrestler of all time wrestle again, and I still came away with not a whole bunch to say. So that tells you about AEW. I watched Hechicera vs. Mystico because I wanted to come on here and say that I do not support the Mystico hate that was on the last episode of this podcast. That he's the man, he's a star, and he can do lots of things. He's really heelish in this match, and everyone should watch it. From the end of September 29th.
Wait, what the hell did we say?
I think somebody said, I don't remember now. Someone said,
probably Chris.
You guys are doing your thing. You guys are doing your thing where you talk about overrated wrestlers or whatever.
Oh,
it was not me.
Okay. I'm fairly certain it was Cole.
I'm besmirching Cole, or the guy.
Is it besmirching?
Well, he's just wrong.
It was a safe space. It was a safe space.
I wasn't included in that, and I'm never a safe space.
I believe the term is G-checking, Cole.
And he's not here, so like he can't defend himself. So Cole, you're wrong. And then I wanted to come on here and say,
he's gonna go on QNTR and rip your ass.
Shit, more people listen to that. I wanted to come on here and say Abe versus Thatcher was ruled. You guys are too low on Abe, but then I accidentally watched Abe against Aoyagi, and you guys are completely right. He fucking sucks.
Hell yeah!
He fucking sucks. And like, he's a bad wrestler.
You can't judge anyone based on their work against Aoyagi.
No, he also
will.
I also specifically didn't watch like his drunken bullshit from WXW, which I would have hated to. So
that's true.
I'm fine. I'm with you guys talking shit about him.
See,
but here's a hot take.
Too many podcasts try to build narratives about lifting wrestlers up, not enough about tearing wrestlers down.
Tear these motherfuckers down. I'm gonna tear down a guy I like. A guy I've met him in person many times.
Ricochet Page.
Are Dom and Ku, are they cooked? Not Ku. Ku's had a good year. Dom, does he suck now? He was so bad.
Watching them in GCW, they've been having a really lackluster reign as tag champions, but I think part of that is just like there's no feud for them. I mean, they're getting put against like, I don't know, fucking like Nick Ando and Cloudy or something. Like their opponents are always just, reaching into the grab bag and pulling out two people. And aside from the Punjabi prison match at Mania, they've just been showing up defending the belts every show, but like it's not going anywhere. It's not leading to anything.
Their bodies are definitely like
the astronaut match was nothing, and then I just think so many of the Dom matches I've watched this year, I watch because I go, oh, I like him. You know what was good from GCW this year? Them versus Reed Bentley and John Wayne Murdoch, because they were all just rolling around in glass, so it was like at least something different.
Some real talent on display.
Guarini looked like he'd been in a car. Yeah, Guarini looked like he'd been in a fucking car crash.
I don't know. I watched that match, the FTR versus Violence is Forever. They went to a 20-minute draw, and it just did absolutely nothing for me. And I see people praising it, and it's totally fine. And I hate saying this, I think FTR looked like the clearly better team. And it was like kind of embarrassing for Violence is Forever, especially Dom. I think he looked so bad in that match. But right before that match, Adam Priest versus Masato Tanaka. Holy shit. I'm too high on this match. I know I am. I don't want to rewatch it because I think this is going to make my list, maybe. I fucking loved
your top 100 matches of the year?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm not going to rewatch it. It probably belongs down there. But right now, I'm thinking number 20 or something. Like,
insane.
Adam Priest is so fucking good. I mean, he from having the rep help him to his feet, like his little drop down trip he does. Tanaka's there to take chair shots. He takes a top rope chair shot to the head. He lets Priest beat the shit out of him. And it just feels like both of those matches were like, here's a more established person. And like, one of them made Priest look really, really good, which Priest is good. And then like the FTR match versus Violence Forever did not do that job. But everyone should watch that Priest Tanaka match. Before that, nothing on the show really was good or bad. It was just there.
I'm gonna say something controversial yet brave, and I like FTR. I mean,
Yeah,
they have no personality. They're just kind of dorks, but I like watching their.
If I just ignore that they exist outside of the wrestling ring,
Yeah, if you never read Dax Harwood's Twitter,
and I never
to
will.
a promo.
Yeah, no,
you guys are so brave, saying I like one of the best tag teams of the past decade.
I'm ready.
That's not what people talk about though in 2024. People aren't like, look at these great FTR matches.
People are fucking stupid. I don't know what to tell you.
I do think that the one with hair should pull a gun in more matches, but I think that about pretty much every match.
You say more matches, that implies he's done it in some matches that I've missed.
He did it in King of the Road match.
Oh,
but,
that Florida indie.
Yeah, but no, I was kind of like looking at my dumb little spreadsheet of matches from 2024 that I like, and I realized how many random collision tag and trios matches with FTR in them I'd given good ratings. And I'm kind of like, what the fuck? How are the two FTR guys like tied for like sixth best, numerically speaking, on my 2024 list?
Yeah, Cash.
They kind of snuck up on me.
I will specifically Cash Wheeler. I will always go to bat for, because he is.
Because he'll pull a fucking gun on you.
Yeah, he'll pull a fucking gun on you if I don't go to bat for him. And
he'll gaslight you into thinking it never happened.
One of some of the best tag offense in the past decade is just love. He was the guy, even in the Briscoes feud, working with the fucking Briscoes who were going crazy. I was always glued to Cash in those matches. He was the glue in those matches.
I think they have a great sense of timing as far as the dynamics of when to, not just do the hot tag, but shifting the momentum around even within the team. I just think they're really good at kind of controlling the pace and flow of a tag match in a way that, God bless them, Private Party, or never be able to pull that off.
So like Sam said, FTR are pretty good. And just two more matches I want to mention before. I know we're going along with this section, but Necro Butcher, I'm obligated to mention him, had another match in that bar for BCBF. It was against a man named Bootleg Dave. And possibly his best match back, definitely his bloodiest. And
you have no way of knowing this, but as soon as you said Bootleg Dave, my eyes lit up and my brows lifted. I'm like, oh, this is intriguing.
He bleeds so much, and it's so cool because it's just people are just eating fucking wings, feet away from this man bleeding buckets. So yeah,
that's so
if you think you're gonna like that match, you're gonna love it. Yeah,
that's gonna get them shut down by the health inspector. Imagine a Gordon Ramsay show, and it's Kitchen Nightmares. It's also sometimes we do deathmatch wrestling in the restaurant.
We let a man, just all kinds of bleed all over the place.
We break light tubes within 5 feet of the fucking chicken tikka marsala.
And the last match I mentioned on Discord, but it's Demino Infernal and Trauma 2 and Negro Navarro against maybe the coolest trio ever, Black Terry, Parada Morgan, and Wotan. And it doesn't quite live up to what you're expecting just because that is such a fucking loaded match. But it's awesome. Wotan does seem like he gets hurt in it. I haven't seen him wrestle since then, so I'm a little worried that something happens to his arm. Which is cool, though, because you kind of expect him to be, even though he's in his late 40s, I think, the spry member of the team. And then he, within the first half, is gone. So it becomes 3-on-2. And it's Black Terry, and Parada Morgan just punching dudes in the fucking mouth. And it's awesome.
So I got a question for you, because I haven't caught up too much on my Wotan since he lost the mask. How is he without the mask?
Worse.
I mean, obviously he's going to be worse, but like,
he hasn't
does he
wrestled
really
a bunch
lose
since
something,
then.
or is he still
think he
able to
loses
keep like the crazy guy aura?
I think he loses a lot of his aura, but again, he hasn't wrestled that much, so like it's kind of almost feels like too small of a sample size so far.
Mm.
I don't know, Chris, do you disagree?
Oh, what's up? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Wotan, post mask, he loses some of the aura.
Loses some of the aura for sure.
Yeah, like I still love him and I want to see more of him, but he definitely doesn't bring the chaotic feel that he did before that.
I mean, losing the coolest mask in Lucha. Is you can't come back from that, unfortunately.
And I don't want to be like armchair psychologist, but it's like it might be he also knew he was winding down and knew that he wasn't going to have the aura or whatever, so that's why he finally pulled the trigger and had the mask match.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is the wrestling that I watched in the 3 weeks since I've been gone.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what
Good
we've been
episode,
watching.
everyone. See you next week.
Oh man. So we've now spent an hour without even talking about, hey, what's everyone up to?
Yeah, we skipped that. We didn't even like talk about
hard launched into fucking
We had
professional wrestling.
We because we had a week off to like rev our engine.
Is that what we all did?
What?
Is that what we're all doing?
I don't know. That's what I did. I was just sitting around my house, just being like, God damn it! When can I talk about wrestling?
I'm looking for a pro wrestling match right now, so just knock me on my ass. It feels like it's been a minute since I've seen a match that made me go, that's a humdinger.
Well, what if we made a card ourselves?
Well, we gotta talk about what's going on Violet People this week. That's first and foremost.
I believe we missed the launch of the world's most dangerous retrospective, right? Or did you mention that?
We absolutely did not mention that, but
we're two matches in. Me, Chris, and Sam going match by match through the career of the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Yes, blatantly ripping off Skunakaitis.
You guys are doing every single match, correct?
We will not stop till we watch every match.
Spiritually speaking. I've got graphic geared up to make a whole page on the site, so that's going to be great. We're going to have another match going up live this week. All three of us got to start adding to our internal document to review these matches because we're going to run out of shit to do.
Yeah, get everyone hyped for match number 3 in the retrospect. Give people a clue as to who's next to enter the Lion's Den.
No, I don't want to give too much away. But let's just say it involves a promotion we've talked about tonight in great detail. So, if you know, you know.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock and Clash. Look forward to
it. You know it. And we also have a piece coming up from Corwo this week. That will probably go in live on a Wednesday.
You guys ever gonna schedule my Takagi thing?
You're gonna put in the back end? What are we all doing here, folks?
I don't know.
What are we all doing here, folks? You're like, I actually don't know what we're doing here.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that. You'll have access. Yeah. We also, since we've been gone, Ollie had a piece go up on Roderick Strong versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Never seen the match.
Really enjoy it.
Never seen the match. I'm assuming, based on his review, you know what? That's true. I have read about it, so I'm all set. Don't need to go through the rigmarole of watching the damn thing.
That is the advantage that we offer as violentpeople.co. You can read about the matches, and then you don't have to watch them. Just come to the website and read.
That's a really good selling point, actually.
Did I mention Tanahashi 2 weeks ago? When we talk about overrated,
you talked about how you wanted to kiss him and hug him, stuff like that.
When we talk about overrated wrestlers, no, it's gone too far, folks. It's gone too far. We've looped back around, and it's not good. I want to undo it. Let's go back, and it's terrible that WKO used John Cena and Tanahashi as the examples of comparison points. It infuriates me because both are not as good as people say. And then Coral would be recommending matches on Friday, most likely. That's what we've been going on over here at VA People.
Yeah. I just want to say real quickly, I don't know like a natural place to put this, but my dad passed away. It's why he was in the hospital. It's why I've been gone and why I was just popping in on that episode 2 weeks ago. I wanted to thank Sam for creating a positive space because so many people from the Discord reached out to me, and that was just that was super nice. You know what I mean? We're all just strangers on the internet that like pro wrestling, and it was cool to have you guys reach out and check on me during a not so cool time in my life.
Love you, man.
Thank you. Love you too. Let's draft some Evolve guys though.
That joke didn't age well. That was the first joke to start the Evolve draft.
Oh yeah, that's on the internet forever.
That's
too.
on the internet forever. I thought of a worse one, but I'm not going to say it. Who's going?
That was.
Forgot I did that.
Well, I've got the draft order written down from last time.
Sam, you are starting us up again.
Ah, shit. Okay. I need to pull up the whole list of.
I put in the founders chat. I put the giant graphic and I crossed out all the names.
Wait. Sam's like, let me check the score again real quick. Okay. Well,
No.
The only thing is,
we've given up that dream.
I realized a month later, I think I have DJ Z and Shima Zion on there, and I think they're the same person.
They are the same person.
I think there's also a Zenshi and
Shinron?
Yes.
those are the same person as well.
Yeah, okay, so I fucked this up. We got to start the draft over.
Oh, I know who's who, I guess. So that's all that really matters. I can't believe we did masked wrestlers can be picked by their gimmicks.
Oh my god, my first pick is fucking hilarious. I'm so ready. Go ahead, Sam. Come on.
Okay, I need like 16 seconds, and by that I mean like 20 minutes to pull up this damn thing. Okay, sorry. John Silver.
Now, despite my 4-minute diatribe earlier, I'm gonna pick Dom Garidi.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
He was really good back then.
Yeah, I know. We're doing this back then, so.
He didn't even have a cage match when he was working Evolve.
Speaking of guys who were good back then, who I don't rate as heavily now, I'm going to pick Orange Cassidy.
All right.
Chris with the back-to-back.
The back-to-back. I think right here is where I pick one of the legendary Evolve tag teams. I take Drew Galloway and I take EC3.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
You are controlling the narrative. I went to an Evolve show once where Drew Galloway gave Gargano a tombstone pile driver. And it was the funniest because Gargano's head was like 1.5 feet away from him. There was just no way to hide it. Anyway, I'm drafting Samurai Del Sol.
Wasn't expecting him to get this far.
He was my. He would have been my.
Kalisto sneaks up on you.
In 18 picks.
Kalisto, who he had a match of the year with Ryback.
Great match.
I'm going to take Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks.
That one.
Yeah.
Great pull. All right.
All right, fuck it up for him.
No, I actually have no interest in that.
There's a reason I did it when Sam was going and not you two.
He's like, he's not gonna fucking do this shit. Let's take Rich Swann. Okay. There's so much to do here that I'm a little. Let's next take. Shoot, I had the name and then I just completely lost it. Apologies, everyone listening to this episode.
You're thinking of Kobe Durst.
I was not thinking of Kobe Durst. Let's take Louis Linden.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Why is that funny?
Well, I was just thinking next time it comes around, I might try to get Louis Linden and hope you don't take Flip Kendrick. But now I'm gonna take. I mean, I'm gonna take Matt Jackson here, obviously. But I literally thought, okay, next time I'll get Linden because he probably likes Linden more. Maybe he'll leave me Flip.
Oh, I love Louis Linden.
Everyone except Matt.
All right.
Louis Linden, make my VP 2010s.
Nope, Louis Linden rocks.
Louis Linden's a great wrestler.
I'm going to pick another VP 2010s high finisher, Mr. Brian Cage.
Hell yeah.
Is someone like rubbing their microphone or what am I hearing?
Oh, is that my fan? It's kind of hot in here.
Oh, okay. I was just, it sounded, I thought someone was like grinding a microphone on their shirt or something.
I knew I wasn't. For some reason, when you said it, I froze. You caught me.
Usually does not pick that up, but I guess it did.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry you have to sweat and dive.
Yeah.
The Evolve draft. But
For the content, it's fine. And it is my
it's only
turn.
another 2 hours of the podcast.
And I mean, I'm gonna take Tiger Ruas.
Sure. There we go. That's a name if I ever heard one.
And I am going to take Laredo Kid.
Fuck. Okay, well, there goes my next pick. I don't know, fucking Colt Cabana. I don't know.
You know what? Why not?
Officer Colt
Yeah, why
Cabana.
not? I mean,
Seems
yeah.
drastic, but
Well, he
alright.
can't be because he wasn't Officer Colt Cabana involved. It was just regular fucking boom boom Colt Cabana. So, fuck.
I would like TJ Perkins.
Oh, TJP.
TJP.
All right. Let's get Sarah Del Rey. Let us also take Ivelisse.
Damn, I was gonna take her.
You know?
You're gonna go for the. That's like a use once kind of wrestler.
We're only booking one show, so I'm in luck.
Yeah, I know.
Way to do it.
Yeah.
Give me Uha Nation.
You've been given Uha Nation.
Not Apollo Crew.
I'm gonna go with Mia Yim. Make up for my Colt Cabana pick.
There has never been a better time to take Aaron Solo. Never been a better time.
That's... What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
You'll see the vision.
I hope so.
And then I am going to pick Frightmare.
It's a good pick.
See, I'm kind of figuring out my card in the moment as we get down to the wire here, and I'm trying to decide who to stick into one spot. It's coming down to one end of two extremes. I can either do Mercedes Martinez or Priscilla Kelly, and I think with the tone of all the garbage morons that I've picked so far, I got to go with Priscilla Kelly to just keep things consistent.
Give me Andrew Everett.
The American Giant, or whatever his gimmick is now.
What a great pick. I personally love it.
If you pick Andrew Everett, that means you get the high spot stuff for free. You get like free ring mat.
Can I have a Polyon?
Who?
He worked in YCW and obviously Evolve. He's a big ass motherfucker.
How do you spell it?
Just scroll up.
And then we were allowed to make up guys.
Sorry, I just go. It's on the big board.
APOLLYON.
YON.
Yeah.
I was close.
You were very close. I had a wrestler in mind for my next pick. Oh, Joe Gacy. There we go.
You're getting a little Wyatt Six in there.
Wow.
Is he in the Wyatt Six, or am I thinking of?
No, he
else?
is.
Okay, good.
I would like. Has anyone taken Jason Kincaid yet?
No.
Give me Jason Kincaid.
No. I was going to. You're apparently reading my documents, so now I'm. I don't want to pick someone as bad as Colt Cabana again. So I guess I'll pick Joey Janela, which guarantees that someone is going off the fucking roof in my show.
All right. I'm going to take White Mike
That's a great
and
pick.
Timmy Lou Retton.
Wow.
Oh,
Great picks. Great picks.
was Timmy Lou Retton in the Gymnasties?
Those are the Gymnasties, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
The Gymnasty Boys.
Yeah. Because I knew White Mike, but I was like, Timmy Lou Retton. For a second, I was like having a brain fart. Like, was there another fucking gymnast gimmick? I am going to take Kushida.
That was my next pick for sure, for real. All right, give me
My revenge for Jason Kincaid.
give me Trey Miguel.
Oh, I'm next up. Sorry about that.
You are.
Give me Matt Cage. And then give me Scott Reed.
Give me Zachary Wentz.
Hmm.
What do you think I'm gonna do with those two guys?
I wonder.
Gonna team them up. Kind of crazy.
Deathmatch. Give me let's say Rocky Romero.
All right. My final two picks. Got to make these count. So I feel like I have to take Gran Akuma. And I feel like I have to take Amasis.
You know what? That's ridiculous that you went with those two. What are we doing here? I need to know where this is leading to.
Just trust the vision.
I'm having that same kind of what am I doing here moment. You know what? Last round of the draft, you can only pick him once. I'm going with Caleb Conley.
Great pick.
Shit. Give me. Anyone take Cheech yet?
No?
I'll take Cheech.
2CW legend. I will take Odinson.
And that's the
Odinson without
Evolve
Arrow.
draft.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Really? For some reason, I thought I had one more. I'm an idiot. I gotta figure out who I'm missing.
You're like, Shisha Cloudy. That was my final picks.
Yeah, that's who I thought I was getting. Oh,
Embarrassing stuff.
I didn't book Ray Horace. This is gonna be weird, but all right. I'm gonna shove him in here.
All right. So how long do we want to take to make our cards?
I have my card.
I have my card.
Oh wow, folks, I do not have my card.
Welcome back, folks. We got some cards for you. Sam?
Sorry, I do need to interrupt.
Oh, God.
What? Okay.
I was gonna cut that out. There was all this silence. You want to leave it in?
No, not yes. Yes. So what is this for? What are the stakes here? Did we figure that out? Oh,
that's interesting.
we did
That's
say
interesting.
we do have stakes. I think I
Oh,
recall.
the
The matches.
Yeah.
Whoever loses has to watch and give feedback on matches selected by the other three folks.
20 minutes or less.
20 minutes or less.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if I have 20 minutes of feedback. Okay.
Okay. I'll just make sure I give you a JCW matches so you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, whatever match I give Pat will be better than GCW. So, like, I'm almost helping him if he loses.
Ain't that the truth?
That's incentive for people to not have me lose.
All right, that's really some like.
No, you just gotta give him
psychology or something.
GCW from a different year.
Or actually, I might make him watch another GCW match he's already watched. Like you've already melted your brain with this once. Do it again.
I mean, you can go on my cage match and see which ones I've rated like 1s and 2s.
The longest one you given a 1 is what you're gonna have to review from me.
Yeah.
If you lose, I'm spoiling it.
Okay, so I'll get us all canceled for my takes on Dark Sheik then.
Our last competition of this stake, it ruined me and Chris's friendship.
You're both still here. So
Oh, yeah.
that is a
But they're not
positive.
friends.
Yeah.
You don't need to be friends to do a podcast. That's one of the important things about
it's like a
podcasts.
Johnny and Joey Ramone type thing. They're on separate tour buses.
Perfect.
We record
Perfect.
this separately, and then I get in the editing booth and I splice it all together. Get it?
Really gotta make Chris look bad.
Sam and I have to do a lot of guessing.
All right, so we've established what's on the line here. Do we want to get into it then?
Let's do it.
All right.
Good.
My opener in a 5-man fray. We have Apollyon versus Lewis Linden versus Odinson versus Matt Cage versus Scott Reed. Since no one selected him with his manager Larry Dallas, that is an important addition. Larry Dallas, I think, should be allowed to be on every single card this evening.
So are we just booking the cards, or are we picking winners? I forget what we were
You
doing
can
on that.
you can
think it's up
roll
to
it
you.
out however you would like.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Damn, was
I'm
that?
gonna interrupt. Sam, if I have to say that this is not a compliment at all. That is a very Evolve match.
Yeah.
You
So
captured the spirit
Yes.
right there.
no.
You're a real Evolve show so far.
Yeah, we didn't establish the rubric that we were
I think
doing
I
here.
went to this show.
It feels like I'm going to be approaching this from I want to be a spiritual Evolve show. Like I want to match the entire vibe, front to bottom here. Gabe had it right the first time.
I also did that with one key exception that I think people will be able to.
I wonder if they'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's
the women's match.
I was about to say, my next match is the Gabe special, a Sarah Del Rey women's match. Sarah Del Rey versus Ivelisse. A match that will be good. Put that in the show notes. It will be good. Next match is purely for me a real dream match. That's what we're actually going to put this on the show title here. It's going to be called a dream match. Chase Burnett versus Mike Bailey. Next up, we got Rich Swann and ACH versus a couple of real freaks of nature, Keith Lee and Peter Casa. Next up, the battle of the crowbars. It's John Davis versus Chris Dickinson. Then we have a match that has been wrestled in California many a times. It is one of the greats. It's Timothy Thatcher versus Jeff Cobb. In our co-main event, we have the battle of Chikara versus was Chikara. It is Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw, Hollowicked, and Silver Ant versus Jonathan Gresham, Ricochet, Claudio Castagnoli, and John Silver. In the main event of the evening,
Could it be?
is Sammy Callahan and Darby Allin versus Fit Finlay and Walter.
The second I figured out what you were cooking up for that main event, when I started doing process simulation, I was pretty fucking hyped. That's a good match.
So, Gabe would be proud. I'm gonna actually, if you can make that graphic, and I'll send it straight to him. I think I follow him, and I'm allowed to send him DMs. So I think he'll be happy with the results.
When you said Battle of the Crowbars, I was like, holy fuck, Devin Storm was on the board.
That would have been better.
I thought I got scooped. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, no.
Does that mean it is my turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are starting out with the semifinals of the Evolve Tag Team Championship Tournament. In Catch Point versus Catch Point, Drew Gulak and Tracy Williams versus TJP and Dom Garini. Catch Point's going to go over in that one. Drew Gulak and Tracy Williams. And then we have the other semifinal, the Workhorsemen versus Minoru Sara and Daisuke Sekimoto. And we're going to have Sawa and Sekimoto go over in that. So they will meet later on in the championship match. Our third match will be a 6-man tag of the Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, Myron Reed, versus Ray Horace, Matt Seidel, and Cheech. The match I always planned. And then our fourth match is the Get Dave Meltzer to Give Sabu 5+ stars spectacular. The Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Sabu. Guaranteed.
Dan, I have something. I have something really awful to bring up to your attention.
Oh no!
Do you have the sheet?
Have a 5-star?
Do you have the sheet pulled up of our rosters?
Yeah, where's Myron Reed?
Myron Reed is not on your. You did not draft.
Say Myron Reed. Who did I? Okay, well that's the Rascals of Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Jason Kincaid, which I always knew and said. He's the rascalest rascal of them all. He's such a rascal. He's not even on the.
That's Ball Jason. Ball Jason Kincaid and Trey Miguel. Giving off some weird vibes. Sorry, with Zachary Wentz. Some real bad vibes there. All right. No. Can you say that main event for me one more time? Because I feel like there is.
It's not the main event, but
I'm sorry.
It's the Dave Meltzer, they give Sabu 5+ stars spectacular.
Yep.
That's Will Ospreay and Sabu versus the Young Bucks.
Perfect.
Boom. Next, there's an intermission after that because we come back, ladder warfare. Evolve, known for all their ladders. Generico and Steen versus Davey Richards and Michael Elgin versus Monster Express of Tozawa and Uha Nation versus Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett. Then, in the Evolve Championship match, we have Kusada Higuchi versus Bryan Danielson. And in our co-main event for the Evolve Tag Team Champions, we have Sawa and Sakamoto versus Black and Williams. And in the most Evolve match ever, in a no-ropes barbed wire match, Chris Hero versus Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, Evolve known for all the barbed wire they use.
They love it.
Gabe would
loves
not
it.
approve of any of this shit.
No, he would hate this whole thing, and that makes it good.
Yeah, he's not
He's got a
investing
point.
his
He's got a
Bitcoin in
fair
this.
point there.
See, what happened is I wrote my card down before this episode, assuming I would just get all these guys. So really, we got some, the Myron Reeds and the Cloudies, and there's some.
No, you didn't get Cloudy. You got Cheech.
That's what I'm saying. I thought I got Myron Reed and Cloudy, but then I just changed shit up.
Yeah, those
not at all. So.
Myron Reed and Cloudy took a Wrestling Revolver book that day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pat,
Okay, so
I'm realizing I did not put a wrestler I drafted onto my card. So
who is it?
I would like to quickly add Joe Gacy to my opener to really make it a 6-man fray.
Ugh.
So
sounds good.
That's now that's a match. Now I really did think this card was missing something. So
you lost me. You had me and you lost me. I love that you paid enough attention that I couldn't fucking steal Myron Reed.
I almost drafted him.
I tried to take someone good.
I almost drafted him.
I took Myron Reed.
That was pick 31, Myron Reed. So sorry.
Okay, so I tried to do mine, thinking about the ebb and flow of how to get the crowd hyped up and then ease them back down and hyped up again and then all that stuff. So we're starting off hot with a 10-man elimination tag. The first team, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, Willie Mack, and Wrecking Ball Legursky versus the opposing team of Brian Cage, Caleb Conley, Jaka, Jake Manning, and Joey Janela. And I think that's the most effective use of pretty much all of those people. Next, so people can calm down from all that, we have Mia Yim and Priscilla Kelly versus Lufisto and Shotzi Blackheart. Then to pick people back up, we've got Samurai Del Sol versus Kushida. Next, to bring things to a boil, we have a Fans Bring the Weapon match, which has Drake Younger, Eric Ryan, and Jimmy Havoc versus David Starr, Marty Skrull, and Velveteen Dream.
Jesus.
After that, we have an intermission because I assume they'll need to clean up all the blood. I assume the cops will need to come in and arrest at least one person in that match. Coming back from intermission, we have the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, versus Generation Next, Austin Aries and Roderick Strong. Following that, John Moxley, one-on-one with Matt Riddle. And then we have our big main event, no holds barred for all the marbles. Winner gets to marry Gabe, Homicide versus Kota Ibushi. That's my show.
What's the lineup in the Fans Bring the Weapons match again? Can you say it one more time?
It's Drake Younger and Eric Ryan and Jimmy Havoc versus David Starr, Marty Skrull, and Velveteen Dream.
What did Eric Ryan do?
Well, he's just in there as like a weapon.
I thought
He joined 44-0 Blue.
Eric Ryan's getting arrested, and he didn't do anything as far as I know.
Yeah,
He betrayed Atticus Kogar.
He might get
that's
arrested
true.
for what. I also should note in my card write up I have it written David Starr 2024. because we carved out a thing in the first part of the draft where I could use a freaky bodybuilder David Starr.
This is true.
I mean, that's just the rules of the rules.
You should have Eric Ryan work a Joey Ryan gimmick. That would be a fun little swap.
I mean, I literally was just like, I need a third deathmatch guy. Eric Ryan, you're a sacrificial lamb in this. I'm sorry. I know. I mean, he's XPW World Heavyweight Champion, so he can't be that good a person.
I would say no. All right. Does that bring us to Chris? Wait.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Welcome to Evolve Infinite, a tribute to Evolve from the Knights of Columbus Hall in Livonia, Michigan. Featuring our main event of Low-Ki versus Konosuke Takeshita. Unfortunately, I am now hearing that Low-Ki cannot make the show due to travel issues. Pre-show and during intermission, Jarek 120 will be entertaining the crowd with close-up magic. WWE superstar Brian Kendrick will be signing autographs for VIP ticket holders. And Rick Boogs will be playing air guitar for every entrance. He will not be wrestling on the show. Opening the show is Tiger Ruas versus Martin Stone in about 2 minutes. Tiger Ruas takes care of Martin Stone, and he says he is better at jiu-jitsu than Low-Ki anyway. And so he challenges Konosuke Takeshita to a match, and it's like decent, but you can tell it was put together like 10 minutes before they went live.
You're really capturing the spirit of Evolve on this one, I gotta say. It's like I'm there in the VFW in Melrose, Massachusetts.
After that is a 4-man fray with KTB, Leo Rush, AR Fox, and Laredo Kid. Fourth match on the card is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Slim J. Segunda Kaida is going to put this match 6th on their match of the year. After that, White Mike and Timmy Lou Retton, the Gym Nasty Boys, go to a no contest with Drew Galloway and EC3. Drew Galloway and EC3 are going to cut a promo in the ring that is about 7 minutes long, but it feels 20. After that, Stokely is going to come out with Fred Yehai. He's going to make a joke that Low-Ki didn't come to the show because he was hiding from him. It gets a pretty decent laugh from the crowd. Fred Yehai takes on Dick Togo before the intermission. After the intermission, you have Biff Busick versus Ikuto Hidaka.
It's a good match.
In the semi-main event, you have the Nightmare Factory of Cody, Nick Komoroto, and Aaron Solo. Unfortunately, this is all pre-AEW versions of the Nightmare Factory, including Cody himself, against the Chikara Sekigun of Frightmare, Gran Akuma, and Amasis. This match goes 25 minutes, and the crowd is dead silent for all of it. And finally, your main event is a relaxed rules match between Brody Lee and Alex Colon.
So how relaxed are these?
There's
like how many somas have these rules taken?
There is plunder. No blood. But they are like brawling around the crowd enough, and they're like using venue chairs instead of Evolve chairs. So it gets
Also,
pretty
I
heated.
just went and double checked. You low key was your first round draft pick.
Well,
just so
I wanted to
miss the show.
I wanted to break it down. He was gonna take Danielson. I steal Danielson, right? That's what happens. And then you go, well, I better just do a bit first.
No, I use Loki and then do not book him on the card.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you clearly weren't going to do that with Danielson, right?
Oh, no, Loki was always my first pick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I took him in the first round. Okay, never mind.
I think it's really rude for you to take Loki and not use him. Just so you know.
I agree.
It's like all the great matches you could do with Loki, and you said, you know what, fuck it.
Well, he was booked versus Takeshita, but he was unable to make the show.
Yeah, I know. I like how your hands are tied here. You couldn't fucking. I can't help they didn't show up. That's not my fault.
This is gonna. I was wondering what was going to replace the hot dogs as like the next multi-show argument, and I'm glad we found it.
This guy can take low key, but not use him. But I can't even just sneak in Myron Ridge.
I almost let you had it because I also was going to suggest if they didn't get drafted, we should just be able to book them however we see fit.
That would have been chaos.
It would have been very funny. I would have done a 3-man rumble to start the show.
It's really funny because there's guys like, I'm pretty sure Adam Page is still out there.
Yeah, but Adam Page.
Yeah, Adam Page.
It's not that Adam Page, I know, but
Shane Strickland. Let me look at my thing. Shane
Keith
Strickland never
Lee.
got drafted. No,
Donovan
Keith Lee got
Dijak?
drafted.
Oh, okay. Donovan Dijak.
Dijak, no one wanted.
Are you
And
now?
he's-
Are you guys mad that I did not book Loki, or that my brain is too advanced that I came up with the Loki bit?
both.
Little A, little B.
I think. I don't even know if you came up with a bit. I feel like you physically
I-
could not process another alternative for low key than that.
I think you.
I
think
booked him
you're
versus
trying
Takeshita,
to-
but then he didn't show.
I think you're trying to lose.
And then
Now-
I put
I think you're
put
trying
him
to sandbag
against
the
another
Evolve draft.
jiu-jitsu guy. I was going to put him against Dom Guarini.
Okay. Oh.
Now, let me ask you this.
To go
Did-
behind the curtain.
Was there travel issues, or did you have him booked to lose?
Did you tell him ahead of time? That's
So
Yeah,
on
you never tell Loki that you're going to have him do the JOB.
So on my notepad that I have written out, travel issues are in quotes.
Okay.
So I'm guessing
Make a bet.
DDT said Takeshita could not lose, and Loki said Loki could not lose.
Yes.
Well, actually,
and then-
TK said that Takeshita had to win, and then Kyle Fletcher had to run out.
I still think like we should like for the low key bit you should be forced to add like Rory Gulak to your card.
Oh, shit.
Like that's the punishment is you have to find a spot for Rory Gulak if low key can't make it.
Rory Gulak, live crucifixion at the end of the show.
All right.
Whatever happened to
one of
that
us-
Rory Gulak will be no.
Did they ever
Rory
catch that
Gulak
guy?
will be there to run.
Did they ever catch
Jesus?
Rory?
What?
Did they ever catch
I
Rory?
never heard anything else
I-
coming from it.
Yeah, I never heard like, hey, this has been a solved
Oh.
issue. Just
No, I think he just got canceled. I don't think anyone ever pressed charges. He just got canceled and left public life. So what I was going to say is, as punishment for the low key bit at your show, Rory Gulak is running the child carry.
I'm going to leave all that in. It's all good stuff.
Good.
Last
I
I
stand
looked,
by
I
it.
remember, I know that Rory was still just living his life, like still hanging out with Drew and stuff. Last I looked.
oh, cool. He's helping train, I assume, at
I
the
almost
combat
certainly.
zone.
Do you think he's offering creative input onto Drew's promos?
I think both the Drews can handle that by themselves.
Yeah.
All right, so we will figure out a way for you guys to vote on that, and then the loser will be punished.
I hope it goes just as well as the Danielson Nigel.
When I said we, I meant someone else
process.
will be setting up the voting process.
Where I was able to vote after I listened to radio.
All right. I believe that takes us out of the big top. And in the
Now we're in the
Wacky
wacky
line?
line.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
and we have
No,
so many
it's
questions.
an arms race with Q and TR, where it's like they do a 3-hour episode, so we're going to do a 4-hour episode.
I've done one of those. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Yeah.
You want to do 5? That seems too long, but I'm open.
Stop.
I think the Twitch subathon where we just see how many strikes we can get in a 24-hour period. Just keep making.
Let's say we didn't last very long the first time.
Yeah, no, we get like 100 accounts ready and just play Onita matches on all of them.
They just take you down.
We're just constantly streaming Wild Thing. We're not even showing Onita.
That's actually the real test to see, like, is that why we got kicked, or did someone report us? Is we open to the next one with just playing Wild Thing.
And we haven't streamed again, so who's to say?
I think we should contact JCW and see if we can do a stream of lunacy to trick the people in the Discord to actually watching it.
They should let us stream unreleased
And by the
footage.
people in the Discord, I mean Sam.
Okay. Hit the music.
Again?
It's
right, come on,
Wacky
fuck.
Line time. We have We're answering your questions on this episode. First question up from Justice Herbert Waddy. Would have Evolve been better if it was booked by Zandig rather than Gabe?
See, I didn't know if this question was, like, rhetorical, because it's so obvious that, yes, it would be.
So
No shit.
the easy answer is yes. But also it wouldn't be Evolve.
Correct.
If that was the case.
Mm.
Because Evolve does not take it back to 99.
Yeah, I argue with the whole
Evolve takes
basis
it
for the question.
Evolve takes it to 2010.
I've never watched it, but I believe Kayfabe Commentaries did a guest booker with Gabe and Kevin Sullivan. I would like to see one with Gabe and Zandig.
There you go.
Best of both worlds.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with question does not work because this promotion is not Evolved if it's booked by Zandig. Just doesn't function. Totally different beast.
It would be interesting though to see how Zandig would book a promotion where he couldn't do like hardcore stuff. Where he was stuck with kind of the rule set of Evolve.
I feel like it would end up a lot like Evolve because he would be bored as shit, and that's Evolve for 130 plus shows.
Do we think Zandig would eventually sell up to NXT?
Sure, why not?
Or or would he just sell Evolve to DJ Hyde?
I've been on Zandig.
He would sell to
Facebook
Billy
page,
Corgan. That's my
and
guess.
He has a lot in common with those guys in NXT. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah.
No,
They all believe a lot of the same stuff.
Have you seen the picture of his house?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I've been trying to get him to come do some decorating in my house, but he won't. He won't.
Jesus.
He smells the wrestling fan on you.
All right. Next up from Eamon, what's your favorite kind of suplex?
Favorite kind of suplex? You know, I always like the Taz would do it, the leg trap suplex. where they get the leg pulled up in there and then throws him over the back.
Yeah, I love like a good fisherman suplex. Really nice.
I like a Scott Steiner belly to belly.
So here's a question: Is Mercedes Moné's finisher a suplex or what? What the hell is it?
I just know no one can take it.
Yeah,
when I was a child, I really thought the Tiger suplex was like the peak of the form. I have now just decided that a violent release German suplex is my favorite thing in the world. When it's
But
just
only if they pop up and do another one.
Oh, well, 100%. But that's the thing. Like when you did the release, they're not usually popping up after that one. They're popping up if they just do a regular German. But if you chuck them up in the air and they fall down, usually they just go, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, I got to say, some of my least, as much as I love Roosh and Ella Park, I don't love when they do the trading German suplexes sequence. My least favorite part of their brawls.
Yeah, the trading Germans is a scourge on professional wrestling.
What about actually? No, you know what? I have a specific favorite suplex. It's when Kurt Angle fucking threw Shane McMahon through that glass window, and it took 2 tries. Because the first one, Shane just lands directly on his skull, and Vince McMahon is watching it like, good, I hope he's fucking dead. And then the second one, he goes through the glass, and it's all fine. And Shane McMahon lived happily ever after.
Hell yeah.
With no physical complication.
Next question from NMC, No More Creatives. I'm a little confused with this question, just to say up front.
That's what I was saying. I have questions for the question.
What are the odds of GCW having a good Tokyo Dome show? Dan, what do you think this question means?
I was terrified that was something that was booked. And I was like, did Brett win the lottery? Did someone in his family pass away? Like, how did he book the Tokyo Dome?
And the answer is no.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. But
It's going to happen, and it's going to be a great show.
Pat will let me know.
Does this question imply that a Tokyo Dome show is different than any other GCW show?
Well, what I was thinking
that fucking asshole Dave Meltzer might watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It takes place.
But DDT, they did a Tokyo Dome show, but the only way that they could do it was to do an empty arena show. That was they could only afford to rent out Tokyo Dome on a day where fans weren't going to be there. So they just had Takagi and Minoru Suzuki brawl around the empty Tokyo Dome, encountering random people like Tenryu and stuff. And great match. It ends with them at home plate, a gotch-style pile driver onto home plate.
All right. Anyone else have anything to add to this question that, you know what? I'm just going to say it doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
Who do you think GCW could book in the main event of a Dome show to try and draw even as much as failing Inoki era and JPW?
I guess you got to do Janela versus Naito. Bring out all your big guns.
That's the big guns. That's the big guns.
Man, Janela would cripple Naito, and not even on purpose.
I don't think
that was
Naito's not going up for anything that Janela wants to do. So he's
yeah. Well, in that War Games match, the nastiest bump was they've got the 2 rings, and Janela takes 2 doors with barbed wire on them, and balances them on the middle rope, so that in that space between the ring, so that they're balanced on the middle ropes of both rings. And then he gets up on the cage and he's fighting with someone, I think Mance, and he gets knocked down, and he goes through one barbed wire door and just cracks his head off the edge of the other, and then gets all of his hair tangled up in the barbed wire. And he's just laying there screaming. and that was the nastiest bump I've seen in a while. So that's what they should do with the Tokyo.
All right. Moving on. Tim with an important question. Is Zack Sabre Jr. actually better than Bret Hart? And where would Zack Sabre Jr. rank amongst the Hart family? And they've expanded this question now to also just include anyone that trained at Dungeon. So let's start.
I think the easiest way to do it. Well, okay, I was gonna say start Bret Hart, but then who do you think at the Dungeon's better than Zack Sabre Jr.? I mean, I think
Bret better.
Well,
Bret's better. Yeah.
Zack's better. Zack's better, folks.
Whoa.
Bret Hart, not that good. Not that.
Bret Hart
good.
better than Zack.
Not that.
who would
good.
win in a shoot fight, Zack Sabre Jr. or Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit, also better wrestler.
If it is,
Chris Benoit is on the list of better.
if it's an MMA, like if it's a professional setting of a fight, I'm gonna go with
It
Zack
is.
Sabre
It is
Jr.
an all chokes are legal.
Oh, okay.
It is
okay.
a it's a Bowflex death match.
If it is to the death, Chris Benoit has like the experience advantage for sure.
Let me ask you this, Sam: is Bret the best Hart?
No, it's Owen.
Owen?
It's Owen.
Oh.
Sorry, folks. Sorry for speaking truth to
Absolutely
power
not. It is
on the
absolutely
Violent People
Absolutely
Radio.
not.
I'm so
crazy.
sorry.
He's said this before.
That is some petty erasure.
Okay. Is Teddy better than Bret? Questions.
First, now you're speaking more my language, and I'll listen to that.
No.
I'll listen to that.
I won't.
Teddy is definitely better than Owen. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, who's
Oh my God! What?
Teddy Hart is way
better?
better. at pro
You're
wrestling
smoking
than
the
Owen
reefer.
Hart.
who's better, ZSJ or Teddy Hart?
ZSJ.
I probably go Zach, but I don't love it.
I'm going to. It's a trick question. They're all bad.
I don't actually think Bret or Zach over Bret is that crazy.
But you think Owen over Bret is crazy?
Is insane. Yeah, I think Owen's so overrated. I don't give a shit about Owen Hart.
I mean, we're all.
If I'm ranking this huge list of people that they put in the Discord, there's no way Owen cracks the top 20.
You're right.
Where's Owen going to be in your VP 2010s?
That's
Got bad
worst
news,
decade.
buddy.
Bad news.
Oh, you're saying the Wade Barrett's going to be higher.
I'm still catching up on my Attitude Era rewatch. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does.
Okay, but Sam, I'm genuinely interested since you.
I won't
Is it just
engage
that
with the
you
cop. What?
Is it just that you hate Bret, or is Zach that high? Like, is there anyone on this list that's better than Zach?
Anyone on this list?
Like the list that they posted from Wikipedia of all the
All
dungeons,
the dungeon.
including like Liger and
Benoit.
well, Hashimoto, obviously, right? Hashimoto's better than Zach.
Yeah, Hashimoto's better than Zach. Benoit. Christian. Greg Valentine.
Chono.
What about Liger?
I mean, you're listing a lot of people who've never
like-
even beaten Naito, so.
Liger's definitely better.
Victor.
Ken Shamrock, let's just say.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
soon.
We'll find out.
I got to put Tom McGee.
Probably Mark Henry.
I would not put Mark Henry over Zach.
Mark Henry better than Bret Hart. That's also important to note in this conversation.
No.
Roddy Piper. What else we got here? Do we want to say Tyson Kidd? Do we want to say?
No.
Do we want to say Tyson Kidd?
Hase.
I just
Hase.
I assume past Hase. That's on me.
Did Onita train at the dungeon at all? Didn't Onita go to Canada?
He's not on this Wikipedia list.
It is funny. I'm taking that as gospel. I'm like, he's not on the list.
Well, there.
It's right
It
here.
seems like I'm like with the Japanese names. I feel like this list is like anyone who stepped foot
Well, they were on like excursion. to
Yeah, because like
Calgary
Liger just
when they
spent
were
like a
young,
summer there before he was Liger.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, I thought so I stopped recording. Sorry, folks. I got real stressed out.
Really? Did you stop recording?
No, I'm still
Anyway,
recording.
okay.
the correct answer for the best dungeon graduate is Ricky.
I don't want to relitigate.
I can't.
Some talking. I don't want to relitigate some Talking Turnies lore, but we all remember episode 3 of Talking Turnies, King of the Ring, 1993, where Sam was talking about how much he loved watching Mr. Perfect and Doink wrestle 78 times. I'm now realizing you just hated Bret Hart.
Whoa!
That's why you loved Mr. Perfect in that, because he wasn't Bret Hart.
Oh, he's definitely. Well, Kurt Hennig's definitely better than Bret Hart. Better
I
than
actually think that might be true, but definitely not on that show.
You know, that's not what the sheet said at the end. The fuck.
Oh, this is upsetting.
Sorry, we're all looking at this picture of Zandig. Wearing his President Trump. It's a series of stars, 2024, in a totally different font. I'll be back! Exclamation point.
So do we think Xander did well at the dungeon?
Oh, it also is. It looks like a camo. Is that a camo?
It's a camo hat for sure.
Oh well, no, it's not. Oh, it is a full camo hat. Sorry, I thought it was just a camo brim. My mistake.
Well, that'd be even better.
That would be better.
He's got these fat little sausage fingers, giving the peace sign.
Neon green shirt.
Yeah.
There's someone two streets down from me with a nice Trump flag over their garage door.
And you're like, I only have sex with them 4 to 5 times a week.
There we go. There we go. So, what were we fucking talking about? Besides Zack Sabre Jr. being better than Bret Hart?
Yeah, we're talking about how much we all hate Bret Hart.
Yeah. Fucking, did I talk about him last week? 2 weeks ago? Probably.
You didn't.
I should have.
Because I would have, it would not have been a safe space if you did.
Well, with Dan's here. When Dan's here, it's always a safe space. That is what he said earlier, and I agree. Next question. Sorry. I
feel like we gotta skip Ollie's question. I'm not listing more people.
What's Ollie's question?
You get to make a kart racer with 10 people who have wrestled at least once. Who do you pick?
We'll save that for next week. I like that question.
That's a very involved question.
Yeah. I've got thoughts, but I feel like that's...
My answers are 44-0 blue and 44-0 yellow.
There we go.
That's why you gotta do a snake draft. You can't let someone just take them all like that.
You can pick the same ones if you just want to say I don't even
know if there are 10 members.
I agree. I think there's more than 10 total, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
my first pick is Low-Key, and he has travel issues, so whenever you try to drive with him, he just spins out.
No. See, Low-Key would be perfect in a kart racer because his cart would be a security guard carrying him.
So
we all pick Low-Key 10 times, so that's the answer.
All right. Eamon has a question as well. Which still active musical act that you haven't seen live yet would you like to see perform? I don't give a crap about live music, so I have no answer.
I'm really tempted to go to the final Gang of... there's only like one original member left. The guitarist who was really the defining sound of the band sadly passed away 4 years ago. But I really am tempted to go see the final Gang of just to see it.
All right. Dan, Chris, you guys have anything you want to... Any acts?
So, like, the members of Radiohead that aren't Tom York are still insistent that, like, Radiohead is still together, so... well, Tom York is just like, yeah, I don't know if we're ever gonna do anything. But I'm still gonna say them if they ever tour again. I would spend an obscene amount of money.
I love that.
You'd put up with dynamic pricing.
Yeah, probably.
See, it says that you haven't seen live, and I feel like I just have seen the people that I want to see for the most part. So I don't know. Chapel Roan.
My wife saw Chapel Roan.
I mean, I haven't, so she's on my list.
All right, great stuff. That's the end of questions for this week. Do I have any ending plugs?
I want to
Well,
plug the picture.
Vote like your life depends on it.
I
Great
wish I
stuff.
said this earlier. That's really good. Quentin has a GoFundMe for his dog.
Yes.
People should retweet that and give to that if they can.
You can always like just create a little recording and you can put that at the front of the show if you want.
Speaking of recordings, gonna need your file. Don't know if anyone noticed during that last question, my cat ripped my microphone out, so I'm not sure how that affects me recording you guys. We'll see.
All right, cool. Cool. All right, go follow us on Twitter at Violet_people. We are on Blue Sky. I have not pulled that up, so I don't know what the name is, but if you search Violent People, we should be there. It'll just be posting this stuff that has been on Twitter. So if you just are on Blue Sky and don't want to be on Twitter, that's how you stay up to date. Go join the Discord if you have not. There are borderline way too many fucking people in there at the moment. There are 64 people online currently as I'm mentioning this.
They're all single. They're ready to mingle, and they're waiting for you.
100%. It's
we cannot actually guarantee that.
I am married.
I, on behalf of the other 3 co-hosts, I guarantee it.
Legally, we cannot guarantee that.
I am taken. I apologize to all those that we have misled. It's always active in there, though. Like, every hour of the day, there is some lunatic going off. In a good way. We have not talked about it as much. Buy a mug if you wish. Actually, for right now, if you're going to buy a mug and you're like, hey, I would like to buy a mug, go support Quentin's GoFundMe instead. That would be appreciated.
Yeah, buy a mug later.
Buy a mug later. That will be for your Christmas shopping. Or
I want to mention
whatever.
our Blue Sky. Sam came into the Discord saying someone signed up to Blue Sky with our email. It was him.
It was me. I was really ahead of it on that one.
You were like one of the first ones on. I'm like, you did it. I think you did it like 6 months ago, man.
Yeah, I was really on top of it.
You had that invite code, and you were just itching.
Yeah.
We have
I was talking
22
about-
notifications over here. I haven't looked at it pretty much since we started it. So, yeah, if you're gonna be on Blue Sky, there you go. I might be more active on Blue Sky over the coming months, just cause.
I probably won't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
I
not
get
on
that.
there. I like how toxic Twitter is.
I
like that sometimes I'll be getting sports news and then there'll just be like actual porn on my phone.
There's been a lot of porn on Twitter over the past 6 months.
It's just porn and street fights is all I get. I don't know what it says about me that the algorithm thinks I want that, but that's all I see when I'm outside of my following.
That's all there is.
I like
because it's
when
because you watch wrestling, so the computer doesn't know the difference. It's
That's
like,
fair.
okay, you
That's
want
actually super fair.
violence and nudity.
I like when the top replies to a tweet are just what the tweet was, but rewritten in AI. That's really cool.
Yeah, so follow us on Twitter too, guys. You might see some boobs.
All right. Good frickin' God.
I was talking about voting in the Evolve draft, by the way.
Oh yeah, people should do that.
That's the important voting going on.
Wait, how long is
I
the
don't know
Evolve
if there's
draft?
any other voting.
Evolve draft open for?
A week.
Just 1 week. So next week
We'll
we
have
will know.
results next week.
Okay. Love it.
There's a lot riding on this.